Okay, problem number 11. Looks like we have a quadratic here that they say to solve by any method. So we're going to have to try to figure out what's the best method to use. A great way to do that would be to figure out the discriminant. And remember, the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. So in this case, the b is a -1 minus 4 times a, which is 6, times c, which is -5. So this would become 1, and then we've got, this is a negative times a positive times a negative, which is a positive. And then probably a good way to go would be to multiply the 6 and the 5, which is 30, times 4, which is 120. So that gets you 121, which is a perfect square. This is a perfect square, which means this will factor. So that's very nice that this will factor. So let's go ahead and try to factor. It doesn't appear to be a common factor here, so should factor into two binomials. So in this case, we need factors here of 6x squared, and since we have options of factors of 6, I'm just going to go ahead and list the x's and come back to the 6. We know we can use 1 and 6 or 2 times 3. And then we need factors of 5 at the end. So actually factors of -5, so one of these is going to need to be positive, one's going to be negative, and we know it's going to be a 5 and a 1, but we're really not sure exactly which one's going to go where. But if you think about it, since the middle term, which is your outers and your inners, is a -1, looks like we can get a -1 if we use a 5 and a 6. 5 and a 6 can get you a 1 when you subtract. So might be a good option there. Let's go ahead and try that. Let's put a 6 here and a 1 there. And then we would want the 5 to not multiply times the 6, so we would need to put the 5 here, and we would need to put the 1 here. So let's check this. We know 6x times 1x gets you 6x squared. We know 6x times -1 gets you -6x. And 5 times 1x gets you 5x. Those combine together to get you -x. Now had we flipped this 5 and the 1 into the opposite spots, this would have came out the positive 1x. So we would have just needed to switch those. Okay, and then 5 times -1 is -5. So now we're ready to just set these equal to 0. So 6x equals -5 and x equals -5/6. There's your first answer. And then for your second answer here, remember all we need is the opposite of -1 here, so x will equal +1. Okay. So there is problem number 11. Okay. The last one here, number 12, looks, since there's just an x squared, probably the easiest route to go here would be just using square roots. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to bring the 49 to the other side. It becomes a -49. So if something times itself equals -49, so we take the square root of each side, remembering there's two cases, a positive and a negative. And oh, this looks very nice. We're going to have plus or minus the square root of 49. Positive 49 we know is 7. And again, because there's a negative out in front, we know I equals the square root of -1. So this is going to be plus or minus 7i. Okay? So there's problem number 12.